Welcome to a quick video going over the very basics of technical analysis to help you with either trading or investing or anything along the lines. I personally use this to trade cryptocurrency. I'm a day trader. You can use this for stocks, anything that you can look at on a chart basically. I use TradingView, as you can see on the screen here. TradingView, I believe most people use. It's very easy, very efficient. I love the platform. It's great to use. If you are new to TradingView, you will get a couple of ad pop-ups and stuff on the free version, but you can still use it. You can still learn on it, and it's a great tool. Now, as you can see, up on the top left here, we've got BTC USDT. So this won't come up automatically on yours, but when you do go onto TradingView, if you hit the chart button on the home screen, it'll come up with a chart here, and then you can then search the actual coin, currency, whatever it is that you want to chart. So you could go AUD, Australian dollar, to the US dollar, and you would see that they come up here on different platforms. So you've got all different platforms that track it. And then you can go for this one. We're going to go BTC USD, and we're going to use the Binance chart for this one. I believe it's clean. Yes, there's nothing on there. Now I've got line chart selected here. There's candles, which will come up when you first go on. But for the purpose of this lesson, I'm going to go on line chart because it's a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about what the candles actually mean, what the little wicks here mean, and we can just keep it a little bit simpler. So we're on line chart here. There's drop downs for everything up here. So as you get used to it, there's plenty of different tools, indicators that you can use on here, but we don't want to complicate it too much. Now on the left part here is probably the most important. These are all your drawing tools for TradingView. So up here you got your cursor. You can choose different cursors for it to look funky. I just keep it on the cross, which is standard. Now here you're going to have most of your important tools in this second one here. So you got trend line, arrow, ray, info line, extended line, trend angle, so on and so on. Now, the ones we're going to use today are just horizontal line and trend line. These are the two most important tools, I would say, that I use most of the time. Most people are going to use these in pretty much any situation where they are charting. Now, the rest of them here are all different tools. It will take you much longer to go through and learn what all of these different things do and show you. But basically, they're all just to show you what information you can pull from the chart that you can see here. So at the moment, it's just lines on a screen. But as soon as we go and put different tools in, it actually gives us different information on what in this example, the cryptocurrency Bitcoin, on what Bitcoin's actually doing, where it could potentially head from here, what it's done in the past, and gives you all this different information that you can take into account to make your decision on what you're going to do, whether you're going to enter a trade, whether you're going to buy a long-term position, whether you're going to short it. There's all different things that you can get from it. As I said, in this quick lesson, the first thing we're going to do is use a horizontal line, and we're going to go over support and resistance. Now, support and resistance are easily the most important things that you need if you're going to be looking at a chart. This is, you could trade just off these. You could only use support and resistance and not use anything else, and you would be able to trade with that depending on the strategy that you're going to use. But basically what we're doing with support and resistance is we're using it to identify where price has been held. So as you can see over here, price is coming up and it's rising very rapidly, and then it gets held here. Now this is where the sellers came in and started selling and the momentum was cut. So at that point in time, that would have been a resistance here. So I've just entered my line there. All I've done is clicked on horizontal line and then clicked it again to get it to enter there. So that would be a point of resistance there. Now it dropped off, came back up, didn't make a retest, continued down, and then came back up a little bit further and broke through. But the important part here is where price was actually held, and it's proven for that to be quite a significant level throughout the different points in time. Now, we are on the daily chart here, which is obviously a larger scale versus if you were in on the 15-minute, an hour, 4-hour. But the daily is the main one where you're going to see a lot of strength regardless of what time frame you're going to trade. So we're just going to go through and find your points of support and resistance. So this one here would be called your support at this point in time, this bottom line, because price came back down, and this is where the buyers came in and pushed price back up. So this is where price was traveling down here, but it was held, it was stopped and turned around and went back up. So that's a solid level of support there that you would want to draw in on your chart. Now, the idea of this is that it gives you information for later. So obviously, as price come up here, you would have kept drawing your chart in, depending if you chart daily, weekly, however often you do it. But what drawing in this support here does is that you see that this is a major level of support where buyers came in, even though the market was heading back down, buyers came in and put enough pressure on the sellers to send it back up. Now, over here, when the price was coming back down over here and it's trending down here, you would know that this was your secure level of where buyers actually push the price back up. So you would have been ready and you would have been watching this level to see whether it happened again. And when it did, you would have known that there was buyer's strength coming in at the same level, and you would have, potentially taken a trade there or waited to see what happened and how it played out. But the point of it is that this was a level where buyers came in. Now, a very important part of support and resistance is that they're not definite. That doesn't mean that it's going to hold forever. It's going to take pressure to buy through them, but you are just identifying those levels so that you can watch and see if it continues to hold as support or resistance. So this one up here that we drew in as a resistance, this obviously when price hit here, sellers came in, pushed the price back down to our support level here, then headed back up, price started continuing up. Now, if you were just banking on resistance to be resistance forever, you would have put a sell order in there and price would have come back down and you would have been rich and it all would have been sunshine and rainbows. But it's not always going to hold, and that's a very important part of it, is that when price was actually pushed back up here, it ended up breaking through the resistance, what you would call a breakout. Then obviously at this time you would have been in undiscovered territory. You don't have anything to work with, so you would have had to wait for market structure up here to get an idea of where your support and resistance would then be. But that's the basics of it. That's the nuts and bolts of support and resistance and what it's used for, and it's going to help to practice. So you can go on any different coin. If we go on, for example, let's just go BNB US dollar. BNB, if you don't know, is another cryptocurrency. Let's just go on Binance. Might have some lines, it does. So I'm just going to delete all of that. So straight away when you come onto the BNB chart, you're just looking for those key levels of where a price has bumped into multiple times and it's held. So you can see here price came up, stopped there, came back down, then went back up again, then touched the same level and it held again and sent price back down. So that right there is going to be a good level of support. So again, I've just put it in there, but go into your toolbar, second from the top, horizontal line is what you want to mark it with. Then as price came back down, continued down, bottomed out here, which you would say is your level of support in this time frame. Bottomed out here, came back up. It's a trending market, trending up nicely, and touched this resistance again, came back down, and then actually broke through. As I said before, you would consider it a breakout, and it's continued up after there. I hope this helps just to get you started on the charts, just to give you some information so you're not going completely blind. This is a very, very basic, stripped back, easy to use. If you are looking to get started in buying Bitcoin, trading Bitcoin, anything to do with cryptocurrencies, I'll put my links in the description. I'll have my links to TradingView, which I just showed you, which I use to actually do my charts, and then links to a couple of exchanges I use: Binance, OKEx, FTX, and Celsius. There, most of them have an offer for when you buy Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency that we both get sort of $10 or $20 worth of free Bitcoin, depending on which one it is. Some of them have some good offers, so go ahead and use those links to sign up to get some free stuff.